No Chris Paul or Devin Booker. Still got a shot, though, at that 1 seed. Suns down 1. Each more. Buries it. Suns win 123 to 121. Putting a little pressure on the Jazz later on this evening. This is the big one. Winner of the game is the 8 seed, losers the 9. Curry and Fuego in the third. 17 points in this quarter. Stop, pop from deep, catch, pump fake, sidestep, cash money, catch and shoot from the Chase logo, like for real. Splashes that in. He's dancing. Fourth quarter, though, Grizzlies come roaring back. Ja Morant. They were down 17. They're now up 2. But here comes Steph. Got it. Don't lose him because he's free. And he buries it. And then, just to put a little icing on it, step back. He scores 46, taking a career-high 36 field goals. Warriors win 113-101 and clinch the 8th seed in the West. What a performance. And if it started tonight, the playoffs, this is what it would look like. You see the right side there, the Jazz are at 1, Suns at 2. Nuggets would be playing the Blazers at 3-6. 4-5 would be Clippers and Mavericks. Game 2 on the other side would be Memphis and San Antonio. That's 9-10. 7-8 would be Lakers and Warriors. Brez, dumb it down for us. What are the playoff scenarios? There's still some time left.
Yeah, you guys are pretty smart. I don't have to dumb it down that much, do I? Basically, 3 things you need to know about tonight's game. It's going to tip off in about 40 minutes or so. 3 things could happen, all right? Lakers win. I think we have a little graphic for you, too. Lakers win and Portland loses. Lakers, congrats. They are the 6th seed. They do not have to worry about any play-in possibilities on Wednesday. Take the week off. James, rebook your Hawaii trip. I'm going to do a little wine tasting. So that's the first scenario there. Second scenario, Lakers win. Good job, Lakers. But Portland wins. Well, Lakers 7 seed because they're going to lose the tiebreaker head-to-head 2-1 to Portland. And then the third one, Lakers lose, still the 7th seed. So basically 2 of the 3 outcomes, they'll be playing the Golden State Warriors guide. I did a little thing checking them out. They went 2-1 against Golden State. Remember the weird game in January?
Right around MLK, maybe MLK?
It was MLK, and they lost by 2. That was kind of a fluky thing. Up 17, yeah, early in the fourth quarter. They went cold. But then the last 2 games, they played Golden State in February. They won by 26. And they played them in March. They won by 31. No AD in either one of those games. Laker defense was on a roll, kept Golden State to an average of 94 points in those 2 games. So you don't want to be in the play-in, but they've been matching up pretty well against Golden State ever since that MLK breakdown.
So Brez breaks it down pretty good for us right there. So the NBA is either getting Dame versus the Warriors, or they're getting the Lakers versus the Warriors. So an exciting Wednesday night shaping up for the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, the NBA, despite the confusion and the misunderstanding of all this play-in situation, thank you, Brez, for your, for breaking it down for us all week long.
It's complicated.
Yeah, that's going to be a good matchup. I think the Lakers defense will be ready for anybody. I mean, Steph Curry is amazing, but I think our guards, a collaboration of our guards, starting with Schroeder, who's going to pick you up full court. Then you got Pope and Wes Matthews and Caruso. I think he could be worn down a little bit, but yeah, I don't think we have any issues with Golden State in a play-in game. It's a must-win. I should win, guaranteed.
Is Steph the definition of carrying a team?
Oh,
this year,
doubt.
This stat's crazy. With him playing, they have the 10th best offense in the league. When he doesn't play, they have the worst offense in the league in the last 5 years. How's that stat? That's carrying a squad, right?
This is carrying a squad. This is MVP-type quality right here. And for him to have to do this with a squad that's not fully healthy, with a Draymond Green who's not playing all-star caliber basketball, for him to be able to go out and put up numbers like this. Think about this. I want everybody at home to think about this. This is the guy on the team they know you're going to shoot, but he still gets buckets because you're going to double team him. You're going to triple. He's just so elusive. He comes off so many screens, and all of a sudden you're like, how are you going to let the most deadliest man in basketball come wide open? And he's getting these threes like it's like layups.
Man. Well, as Steve Kerr said, I'll be watching with a clicker in one hand and a beer in the other to see who they play on Wednesday night. Straight ahead on Access, Kobe Bryant, California Toyota dealers, Chris McGee, James Worthy, Robert Ory, get to you in a little bit. We got Brez joining us. We got Allie doing Dodgers today.
Man.
But we do have Mike Trudell right down the hall.
It's the last game of the season. Allie's not here.
She's just getting ready for playoffs. She's getting ready for the big games.
I had some good stuff for her today, too.
All right, check this out. Who's in, who's out? That's really what everyone's talking about on the final day of the NBA season. Anthony Davis is actually the only guy on the injury report. He's a game-time decision. I don't know if you guys remember him playing with his shoulder yesterday after that big first quarter. He's got some tightness, some soreness. We'll hear from Frank in a little bit. Look who's out for the Pelicans. Everyone. Rumor has it, a former producer of ours and editor, J.D. Career, who's now with the Pelicans and the New Orleans Saints, he's suiting up today even. They're looking for bodies. Steven Adams, Lonzo, Josh Hart, Brandon Ingram, Zion, all out. Yesterday, Rob and James, we saw LeBron, AD, and Schroeder play. The team played hard. I want to ask you guys this. Watching them, and I know it's a small sample size, did it give you more confidence with the playoffs right around the corner?
Totally gave me confidence.
Gotcha.
To see LeBron come back because he makes things happen. He knows how to make it easier for players like Drummond and the shooters on the perimeter. And then with Schroeder coming back, the defense just is starting to click again. The ball movement, they got a little stagnant when they got the big lead toward the end. And that's something I'm a little bit concerned about. But with AD and LeBron at full strength, and then you got that massive body, Drummond starting to find his way around. Caruso coming back, Rob. They're gonna be tough to deal back with if they get healthy.
Yeah, it's like a little bit of knocking the rust off, and I was excited to see these guys together. They look good. Yeah. And what you have to look at is how they warmed up together, how they started the game. They started the game extremely well, and then when they came out of the game, it was that, getting back into the moment. Getting back into the moment is the hardest thing to do.
Great
so
point.
that was what I was looking for. It was hard to get the engine going again, but hopefully this game right here, they can get everything smooth sailing.
Look at Anthony Davis right now. Live look in. Questionable versus the Pelicans. All right, guys, special moment for everyone who was inducted into the Hall of Fame last night, and one person used his platform to advocate for one of his former players' enshrinement. Take a listen to this.
I want to speak up for Robert Ory to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. He is truly a legendary player. He made so many clutch shots. He's got 7 rings to prove it. This is where he belongs.
That was really cool. I mean, it truly is the year of Rob. You got the degree, and now you have your former coach, Rudy T, on his night advocating for you to go into the Hall of Fame. So there you are at home watching with your wife, Candace. What was your reaction? Did you know it was coming?
I had no idea it was coming. The funny part.
How much did you pay Rudy?
I know, right? And the funny part is we sitting there, we watched. I'm like, did he just mention everybody from the championship team but me?
Everyone got one but you, and I was thinking he forgot.
And I was like, okay, well, maybe Rudy just was, forgot. I'm like, I was cool with it because I love Rudy. And then for him to take his platform and to give me a shout out like that was a special moment. So I immediately picked up my phone and texted him, and he says, you know what, you should be. You are a winner in my book, and I love you. And for him to, use this special day to give me a shout out, it means more to me than anything, because even if I never get in there, I'm fine with that. Even though my family and friends, they every day saying I should be, but for me, it wasn't about me. And it was about team. And for me to be able to win 7 championships with 3 different teams, not once but twice, that means more to me than going in the Hall of Fame, because I've always been a team player. I've always done everything to make my teammates better. And I played the game, and I had so much fun doing it. So I'm happy.
And you only played for Rudy for 4 years.
For 4 years.
And you've always told us he was your favorite coach. And you played for Phil, for Pop. You played with some greats. Danny Ainge was always your all-time favorite. No, but Rudy T, that was pretty incredible.
Yeah, for Rudy T to say that, and like you said, only 4 years. My first 4 years, and I don't know if it's because I was his first draft pick.
Yeah.
He took over as coach. I was his first draft pick,
Gotcha.
and there was so many people on that staff that didn't want him to draft me. They wanted him to either draft Hiram Minor or Tracy Murray, but he said, no, this guy plays defense. This is what I want. And so he had my back then, and he's continuing to have my back, so I love that guy.
I think you know this, but there's someone else that has always advocated for you, and he's actually standing to your left. James, you've advocated for Rob. You've advocated for Michael Cooper. And the thing with the Hall of Fame, and I know this has bothered you a lot because you and I have talked about it, it's always a numbers and accolades thing. They don't always look at everyone's body of work, but you've always been a guy who said, Rob, you're going to get there one day. It was amazing because he texted me yesterday when that went down. And I think you were really excited to hear Rudy say that because I know you want Rob there.
There's no question Robert Horry would be there one day. There's no question about that. The question is when. Same thing with my teammate Michael Cooper, who didn't get in this year, but eventually it took me, I think, the third time before I got in. And the reason Rob will get in is because exactly what he just said. It was all about team, and it was all about winning and caring for his teammate. But then when you go to Rudy, Rudy is the exact type of person that would know who should be in there. And he would never advocate for, you know, I'm sure there's like several guys that he thinks should be there, but he's coached. I think he's coached Olympics. You know, he's been international. He's been around the game, and he's from a very small town in Michigan, as you saw. So he knows who's supposed to be in. So that's been on his mind for a long time. He wanted to make sure when he got in, for sure, that he could advocate for Big Rob. But it's just a matter of time, Rob. The Naismith, the reason why it's so difficult sometimes, because they encompass everybody, college, writers, any contributors. So it's just a matter of time before Big Rob gets in there.
A lot of texts on your phone?
I want to be there.
A lot of texts. I thought it was emergency. State of emergency was going on.
We text each other. We on that group text.
Yeah.
The first thing he says, all it takes is a little cash to get from Mitchell. He said, see what little money would do for you?
Money, yeah. How much I pay Rudy? That was great, man. All right, let's get you live to Mike Trudell, who